Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Steve Sapsford, and traditionally this would be my slot where I reflect and perhaps do a bit of future gazing on the trials and tribulations of motorsport. Unfortunately, I can't be with you today because there's been a bit of a cock up on dates and I'm in Florence, but we're not going to let that stop us. So let's go ahead, get started. So, how's the future looking for motorsport? So if you remember last time, we talked about potential technologies that we thought would be into the future. So we talked about ICEs and sustainable fuels. We talked about electric vehicles. We talked about fuel cell electric vehicles, and we talked about hybrids. But since then, also of interest is the fact I've updated the motorsport technology roadmap. And that's primarily been driven by the fact that the Auto Council stroke APC updated all of their mainstream automotive technology roadmaps at the end of last year. So I thought it would be a good idea to then refresh the motorsport map. And that's what I'm going to take you through now. I wasn't expecting it to have changed very much, but it turns out there's quite a few new things that we've captured. Now, for those who've not seen this before, it's a bit of a busy diagram. I'm warning you that now, but essentially we've got time going along the x-axis. We've got our drivers that are influencing technology selections and things there, and then we've got by system down the left-hand side. So as you can see, when you populate it, there's loads of stuff going on, but it's important to look at regulations and things like that. They're the main drivers. So I just wanted to highlight a couple of the things that are on here because they're the areas that have changed the most. Now, the first one of these is in propulsion systems, and the main comments from here is that clearly a lot more electrification happening, larger energy stores, increased power from electric machines and associated power electronics. Secondly, sustainable fuels are gaining a lot of traction. A number of race series are moving to partial or full sustainable fuels in the coming years if they've not done it already, including Formula One for 2026. But probably one of the biggest changes in the whole new line is actually hydrogen up here. So there's been a bit of a surge in interest in hydrogen ICEs, and that's a completely new line in the roadmap with applications across motorsport, but also other sectors such as off-road machinery as well. That has led to another new line appearing, which is to do with the energy storage. Now, clearly for hydrogen, we're going to have to store that on board, and hence that now appears as an individual line item on the roadmap, together with the ongoing battery system development. And the other new feature in this bottom section here, which was just about connected and autonomous vehicles, now has AI included in there. And so there are a huge number of applications for AI in motorsport and many other sectors. Anything from material development through sort of manufacturing optimization and also energy management in use on the vehicle. To be honest, it probably deserves a roadmap of its own, but at least I thought it was worth capturing at this phase. So hopefully that gives you a flavour for what I think in terms of what the future looks like for motorsport. Motorsport is really good at welcoming new technology with sort of open mind and with open arms. In the end, we're a challenge-led sector. We love challenges. We love solving those problems. But the way they're structured in motorsport regulations effectively allows engineers to solve the problem with clear objectives from the regulators, rather than just having solutions imposed on everybody. And I think the other thing that we need to bear in mind is motorsport is really good at developing technology fast. We're always searching for that competitive advantage, but we also listen to our market. Our job is to provide entertaining racing in conjunction with developing technology. But if we stop making entertaining racing, then it hurts really quickly, and we need to change our recipe very quickly. I showed this last year and the year before, actually, because I was just talking about whether the relationship with mainstream automotive is changing. And we had sort of divergent areas where the sort of engine and road relevance was getting further apart. But then we went through a period where the sectors were very much working together to advance electrification, hybridization, and accelerate that technology development. But my sense at the moment is that we're now diverging again, both in terms of the technology for propulsion systems, etc., but also from a business success point of view. Motorsport, my perception is doing very, very well at the moment, whereas mainstream automotive is particularly challenged. So there appears to be a growing difference in the success between motorsport and automotive currently. And so I'd love you to have a think about, as you hear it from the other presenters during the day, why do you think this is, if you agree with it at all? Is there anything that we can learn from that difference, if you think there is one? And what do you think the future therefore looks like for motorsport in the next 5 to 10 years? So that's your exam question. Go ahead, discuss. So that's where I will leave you now. Hopefully that set the scene and teed you up for the day. But yeah, that just leaves me to say thank you very much for your time and go ahead, have a great day. See you later. Bye.